All right, we are live. We are live, brother. We
Hey,
are live.
what's going
Yes, sir. Making sure that we are good to go. Looking on this here. Okay, so we're there. We're live there. We're live here. Okay. Let me see on Facebook. It only got me like capped in.
on?
I mean on Instagram. Um,
How's that
no,
audio? I feel a little late. I don't know.
now you good.
You hear me
You
okay?
clear. Yeah, very clear. Okay. Turning off commenting. And
Comments?
I can't read them if I'm if we doing this. That's a different platform we could do. We could use a different platform.
Got you.
All right. And it looks like we are live everywhere else. Definitely see us live on YouTube. So what's going on? You already know who it is. It's your main man with the game plan, Corey Giovanni, tapping in with my main one, A1 since day one. It's about time. We've been doing this long time ago. But
Yeah, man.
we here now, baby. We are
Yeah.
here. So tapping in, it's my brother, like no other, Chris Chiles. Chris Chiles, talk to the people, or C. Michael Chiles, and you'll know why.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Chris One, new author, C. Michael Chiles. What's up, everybody? I'm glad to be here. Corey, what's up, man? How you been?
I'm here. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited, man, because today we're going to talk about Everlife. And for those who don't know, Chris Chiles, which is C. Michael Chiles, is actually the author of Everlife Volume 1. So I'm gonna go ahead,
There's
show
the book.
them,
There's
brother.
the book, yo.
There we go. Now,
Volume
you
one.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
man.
had the privilege of reading this book before published, and I gotta say, this some great work, brother. It's some great work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm an audible person. So if you know you got me to sit down and read a book, thumb it up from back to front, you know that you got something good. So, Chris, go ahead, talk to him. Let him know the inspiration behind Everlife, and then we're gonna jump into some questions.
Okay. Um, The book, I started writing it, I guess started with the short stories after I got out of the hospital from COVID in 2021, I believe. And
Wow.
yeah, and wasn't able to move around that well because I was still recovering and all that good stuff. But I just sat in front of the laptop and just started typing. And, you know, conversations with friends turned into ideas and
Mm-hmm.
they went straight to paper. And because I start a lot of things on a notepad and then I transfer them over to the computer and just start typing things up, man. And next thing you know, I had a handful of short stories. And 5 years later, I
Bruh.
finally got enough courage up to put together a small collection and put it out, man. And thanks to you, big shout out to my man Corey. I
Hey,
honestly don't believe it would even manifested, if you hadn't pushed me. My wife kept pushing me, put it out, put it out. And I just never thought it was perfect enough. I almost detoxed this thing. But
whoa.
yeah,
That's what we're not gonna do.
almost did that. But I decided let's go, man. I'm getting older. Some of these ideas or some of these short stories, I really like a lot of them. I, I like. I'm looking at the thing
Hmm.
kind of like an album. There's hits and then there's some filler in there, type of short stories. And I think everyone can relate to what's happening in these little stories. They're just relationship stories. People that have quick conversations or just quick, interaction, and that's basically what the book is about. Just a collection of those little things. And I'm rambling. Go ahead.
This To me, and I'm gonna be honest, it was more than just a book, right? Because I remember, we talked about a couple, you know what I'm saying? We talked about Everlife probably about 2 years ago, right? And I was like, "This is good," you know what I'm saying? And we talked about it in other formats, and I'm not gonna say which one because that one is still gonna be, what it is.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh," when I read, and you already know my favorite one is Fracture. When you get it, that's my when you guys get that book, you read Fracture, it's gonna tear a piece of you up, but it's gonna heal that piece to something new, alright? Um, it really no, it really touches me, but the fact that it came from a creative like yourself shows, and I wanted to show to people, there's layers to everyone. Everybody has a story inside of them, even two, and it all depends on um, who narrates that story and then who your audience is. Imma tell you right now, you tapped into a lot of people, a lot you're definitely gonna tap into a lot of audiences.
Okay.
Which character, though, is the one that you identify with and why?
Um, Honestly, all of them, because if I had to pick one though, uh, which it seems like I do, uh, the Everlife character, it's a cat named Xenu, Xavier Xenu.
Okay.
Futuristic, uh, type of cat, um, sort of indestructible,
Mhm.
has been saving the planet for 12 Earth. This is we find them on the 12th Earth that he found for the nation, or for Earth basically. Um, and he fell in love, and but he had to find somebody that was just like him. You know, spent most of his all of his life watching people die, and at one
Mm.
point, when he finally found that one, he was going to do whatever he needed to do to make sure that they had ever life like he does. So
Yeah.
but that would be the closest one. It's actually the longest short story in the book. A little bit
Yep,
more,
yep.
a little bit of world building, and you know, um, a little backgrounds and things like that. And I think it would just be him. Everybody else, every other character in the story or in the short stories, there's a piece of me in some of them. You know, um,
Right.
some of them I may have lived. Some of them have been picked from other people that have lived certain things and shared it with me.
Yeah.
Um, it's just, life. But to go back to your question, it would have to be Xavier from the title, Everlife.
Everlife.
Hmm.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
Um, when I read it, right?
Hmm.
'Cause it's a love story. It has
Yeah.
its action in there. It has its,
Hmm.
suspense, but it's a love story. And what I took from it is that you would do anything to keep the love of your life around and the loves of your life, because it doesn't just play on just your spouse. You think about the people who have loved ones, like your children are loved ones, right? The people who you hold deem to your heart. If you have to and that it honestly, it's a scripture in the Bible, and it talks about embracing your old days, but their sorrow will come, because if you live long, you're gonna experience loss, because you know what I'm saying? And by living eternity, not dying, that means that everyone who doesn't have that same power, you eventually will see them perish. And that right there makes me want to, when I read that story, I'm like, dude, I want to get my life together, because I want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, see a lot in this life, but then also know that at the end of my days, I can be able to say that I have my loved ones around me and I lived a full life. and they can pick up the things that the jewels that I left them, right? It's you know what I'm saying? It's a very, very great story. But there's other stories in this book, man.
Yeah, man.
Tell us about another one.
Um, there's one where I did kind of like a vantage point. It's called um what was it? I think it's called His
You got the
Side.
book right there.
I know. I'm just trying to remember it because I try not to go back and all of that weird stuff. But
Feel you, I feel you.
His Side, Her Side, and the Cougar, I believe, is what it's called. but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, the
yeah,
cougar
yeah,
one.
yeah. It's a little vantage point thing where
Okay,
we introduce the main character, what he does, and then we flip it and the interest, her side, how she sees him interacting, and then they kind of just the cougar kind of brings them together. It's kind of interesting how,
right,
how it plays out.
yeah. And we're
That's
talking
one.
about a woman cougar, not a real cougar, okay? So, just to let people
Come on,
know.
man. I'd like to think they're a little bit more intelligent than to assume that I'm talking
One,
about
two.
animals. I don't know nothing about cougars. Bro. You know what I
But you
mean?
know what I'm saying?
I know
You
I'm
know?
playing, but it's just little playful stuff like that. There's a spy one in there,
Mhm.
where all of this action is going on around them, and they're still having boyfriend and girlfriend discussions about how they feel about each other, but bullets are going all over the place. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Um, you know, there's just a lot in
It's
it.
a good intense in that book. That story right there, I really liked. I mean, I had issues with the title, but I get it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's a nail biter, knuckle watch reader, but it gives you that
that's
edge
interesting.
that you need. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
my opinion. I know I cut you off, but go ahead, go
Oh,
back
it's
to it.
good.
Go back to it.
Yeah, it's called A Man, a Woman, a Cougar. That's what we
Yeah.
did. I know we wanted to change that. There's one in here called Right Cross that took me back to college and something that
Mhm.
I saw on campus one time, and it was it was tough to witness um, how it went down. It was kind of a violent thing between a boy and a girl, or a man and a woman on campus, and I just kind of flipped it, changed a couple of things, but it was something that I saw.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah. Um,
Some real life aspect to it.
well, yeah. I mean, how do you, after you see? I don't want to give too much of the book away, but how does a guy who feels for a girl after he witnesses uh, her, you know, being yelled at violently in front of
Yeah.
everyone,
Let's
and
just
how does
use the word assault.
yeah, and how does he handle that afterwards? What happens? And I kind of dove in. How would a man handle that? You know, and it's kind of cool how it played out. It made sense. There's a breakup one in there, and there's a marriage proposal in there.
Mhm.
There's all kinds of little eclectic little happenings between couples. So me being as sensitive as I am, you know, it was kind of easy for me to explore those aspects of life because I'm a romantic. I can't help it. I'm not writing weird love novels, but just relationship stuff.
Right. I
And
mean,
it's stuff that I
you
know. I've been in relationships. I'm in a what 26 years I've been married. I think.
and that's congratulations. And that's part of your life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I always say whenever you create something, be true to who you are in it. That way, 10, 15 years from now, somebody was to ask you about it, you can speak just as passionately about it as you could the time you created it. And speaking of passion, I we understand that those of you who know you, those who know you from music, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And your music, like I've been in the studio with you over 10, 15, 20 years, right? You know what I'm saying? And I understand like your attention to detail, your passion, what you bring out of that artist that works with you. Do you
Mhm.
do the same practice for yourself when it comes to creation? Not just books, not just in music, but in creativity.
Man, I'm ridiculously critical, um, of myself, and the people honestly wouldn't know this, but, being around crowds and things like that, it makes me a little nervous. It's something I've always dealt with when I was a kid, and then growing up, um, you know, somehow I get over it, but I wanna be out there. As a music producer, you know, you find yourself in videos or you're in the studio with a group of people. But when it comes to just my personal creativity, I'm very picky. It's tough for me to put it out for people because I feel like it can always be better. Um, I'm already critiquing the crap out of this book of things that I'm probably going to change or enhance for the next one for volume two. Um, but it had to come out. I had to get out of my own way, and that's one of the things I've learned in my old age is to just if you're gonna give it to the people, you got to get out of the way and take the hits. If there are people that hate the book, then tell me why, and hopefully when I do it again, you're a fan, and we can, I can give you exactly what you want type things. But at the same time, it's for me. It's not just for everyone else. I put it out for me, and I'm excited. I'm just really trying to subdue myself and be chill about it because I know I got work to do. I got to do another one, and I love writing, so it's kind of easy for me to just lock in and really put out some quality stuff.
I mean, I get it, you know what I'm saying? I love it. My thing is, and I tell everybody, because I'm a creator too, but I'm a creative's creator. Let the baby breathe. I get that, you don't want to put it out. And then once you put it out, you want to get back to the next one. Let the baby breathe. Don't be that type of person to put out content and then forget about it. No. That sweat, that 6 years, because it's been 6 years since, COVID, right?
Yeah,
We're in 2026.
yeah.
That 6 years deserve at least 5 or 6.5 months of nurturing. Of course, you can be writing the second part in the background, but,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Let this baby breathe because this is a good project. I can see it being on the shelves of Barnes& and Nobles, B. Dalton bookstores if they're still around, um, but also, one of those books that you can pick up and just say, "Wow, this is amazing." And with the way that things are going, one of these stories could be potentially in, an ABFF, and for those who don't know, that's the American Black Film Festival. That could one of these could be the manuscript for that. So let the baby breathe, I get it. Yeah, it's like, "Now I got it out, now I gotta do another one." Wait, let the baby breathe.
He's gonna keep saying that, y'all. I get it.
Yeah, cause it's like when you have a great product, right? Society tells us, "Put another one out." But we have to sit in that moment of 1, completion, 2, bringing the thought to the thing, right? Because this was a dream, a thought, a manifestation, right? Some of these things just came. I mean, this thing that you created came to you not already done. It came to you as a mere thought or a dream or a vision. You took the energy to go ahead and write it, put it on paper, trust people to listen to read it. You know what I'm saying? You stood you s you stepped out on faith, trust people to read it, critique it, give you honest feedback, criticism, you know what I'm saying? But then you went ahead and you didn't let it stop you there. You went ahead and moved forward. You did the work, the hours to put in to go say, okay, well, this is the image I want. Can you bring this to life? Boom. Bring this to life. Okay, this is the coloring. This is what can we do with this? All those steps deserve their moment, right?
Mhm.
Don't take away from that because of the fact that um this is, I want to say, is, I'm not going to use anything graphic, but it's very, very, very close to making love for the first time. You're experiencing something you've never experienced before because there's a love story in all this in this book. And I mean, it's the very first time you stepped out in the area where you're vulnerable, you know you can do it, but you know what I'm saying, you haven't done it.
Mhm.
Now that you've done it, it's a possibility. The possibilities are there, right? Let it breathe into a world that it never existed in the first place. You're no longer producer Chris Chiles. You're producer author Chris Chiles. You're right. It's another level of life to you. This book will be here after we leave this planet. Why? Because you was able to create that. You see what I'm saying? We've created pieces of life for life. You know what I'm saying? In these natural formats. Like a plant, sometimes you just gotta water that plant so you can be able to have it blossom into that tree, you know what I'm saying, the forest or a flower. It just need that nurturing, bro. But you got it. And hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy for you.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I
No
really do.
doubt, no doubt,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
doubt. So to get back to the book, give me some challenges that you had faced when writing some of the stories.
It wasn't really that challenging. It, it, I was well. It was challenging to try to end it, like start a story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Where do I end it? Um, I'm like any other writer. You're already thinking about the ending, and you kind of
From the
write it
beginning.
backwards in a sense, just so that you can land on that spot that makes sense. Um, the title Everlife, that thing, it went everywhere for a really long time. I was trying to keep it, centered in just the family orientation, but characters kept popping up and dialogue kept popping up. And what does a creature look like in the future that can, rip through time and show up right at your doorstep? How do I write that? You know, um, one thing I really tried not to do in this book is build worlds around the character, like describe an apartment, describe the chair they're sitting in, give the history of
Mhm.
why the chair is in the room, the type of coffee they drink, and where they met when they first. I wasn't trying to do that. I was leaving. I like to, as a reader myself, I like to create that particular portion of it to where I just want to concentrate on what each character is saying and make sure that they're speaking enough to either foreshadow what's going on, or be honest in who they are and how they would respond to certain situations. Um, Xenu, for example, in the Everlife short story, he doesn't talk that much. He answers the questions and he moves forward. Um, and you know, he's in love and he's going to protect his family from whatever. And
Right.
but when you take it back to say she don't know my name, there's a little twist in that particular book or in that short story. Um, and the character himself, he's successful. He meets a girl he likes, takes her out, and they move on from there. But there's something about their interaction that is kind of different and special. There's a comfort level that that particular character delivers so much that you forget a certain thing about the conversation. And,
Right.
you know, it just goes from there. I don't even, I've read this book so many times. I'm trying to remember all the titles in this thing. Um, there's a cliffhanger. Um, to tell the truth is crazy,
Yeah,
you
that was
know?
good too.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
m so one thing I can say real quick while you're
yeah,
looking for that, in
yeah.
Everlife, the story Everlife, the,
Mhm.
not the curiosity, the word I'm looking for is the chemistry
Mm.
between the 2, um, Xenu and his lover,
His wife.
his wife, right.
Yeah, man.
The the chemistry between them 2 was so deep and so passionate, and I can see why that it was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what I gotta do, I'm gonna make sure she with me. Now, I understand I'm not supposed to go through these boundaries, right? I'm not supposed to do this, but damn it, this is the love of my life. This is the love of my future. This is the love that I need right now. Plus, this is my family. It's not just about her too. It's about what these 2 created.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The chemistry, that right there couldn't paint a better picture. Couldn't paint a better picture of chemistry between a man and his family.
Well, yeah, that's the main kind of theme throughout the entire short story collection. The man will do everything, to protect, to be in the moment and present. Um, every male character in here is honest, um, you know, which is it was just important that I made sure that every male character in these short stories was a true person that you could actually run into this guy if you lived long enough. Um, you know, um, it just yeah, it me as a man, and I am in no way a perfect person. I've made so many ridiculous mistakes and silly moves in my life, and my wife still decided to stay with me. It's a beautiful thing. And now that we're at this particular turning point in our lives, I I can't really imagine, being without her or not doing everything I need to do to make sure she's good, and including my daughter Dia. Hi Dia, if you're watching. Um, it like I said, there's just a piece of me in all of these short stories um, that I've created, and I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, but I hear
No,
you.
no, I feel you. Well,
Yeah.
look,
Mm.
before we wrap this up,
Mhm.
I want to ask you, just out of this just came to me out of thin air. Who can you see playing Xenu, and who can you see playing his wife in a film, full feature film? You got the biggest budget ever.
You know what? I've been a fan of this guy for a long time. Sterling K. Brown, right?
I was
Yeah,
thinking him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him in his current show. They ain't paying me, so I'm not even gonna talk about it. But those who know Sterling, I remember seeing him in the Alien movie, Predator movie.
Wow.
Not Alien, but Predator. He was in
Predator.
that,
Yeah.
promoting him and all that. But and he was the villain in that. But I remember him, you
Mhm.
know, and I think he was in another movie with Jennifer Lopez, and it was a future movie. I think it's called Atlas or something like that. It didn't do that well,
Right.
but he was in
We
that.
going yeah.
But now that and he was in it was a dramatic play. He played a gay character. in
Okay.
one of the movies. But he held up in all of them. That's my point. He held up in all of them. And
Mhm.
I didn't see him when I was writing Everlife. I couldn't really see any characters, anyone that I write for uh, doing it. But if I had to pick somebody for the lead guy, it'd probably be him. For the girl, um, what's her name? Lupita. Uh,
Lupita? Yeah,
yeah, man.
either.
Just
So
imagine
I
those two on the screen doing their thing, and then the little girl. I don't know. We'd have to find some. Their daughter. We'd have to
yeah.
find somebody amazing and tiny, a little bitty to do
Can
that. Yep.
can I just throw something out there just in case, if they watching and listening,
Uh-huh.
just in
Uh-huh.
case.
Uh-huh.
Michael B. Jordan, you
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Megan
Congratulations,
Good,
Michael, Megan.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Or Jonathan Majors, because Megan and Jonathan are together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely, Sterling K. Brown, Angela Bassett, Angela Bassett,
Yeah.
younger Angela Bassett. You know what I'm saying?
She
Yeah,
still looks young. I mean,
she's still
it
fire,
was
but you know
amazing.
what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So with that being said, what do you want to tell the people and let them know where they can get the book from?
Oh yeah. Right now it is live and ready to down or to buy in a soft copy or not a hardback, but nice little pamphlet type thing. 114 pages. It's on Amazon right now. If you follow my Facebook page, I have put up the link there. I'll probably do it after this, so there'll be a link for that. Um, I have yet to put it on Instagram, but there are some promos that are going. Uh, Shout out to C.O.R.E Entertainment LLC for putting all that together. Um, and for the artwork, he helped out with the cover. I had this vision and he knocked it out. Um, yeah, as far as the book goes, though, don't be too critical of me. It's my first swing, you know. Hopefully, it's a in the park home run. I can start another one.
It's home
But
run.
volume two is definitely cooking right now. We're putting the spices together for volume two. Uh, there'll be a lot of uh, answers to a lot of the questions. My wife was hitting me with a lot of, well, what's going to happen with this? And you stopped
Mm,
it. And I'm like, I get it, but there's more. Um, you know, like I said, I just wanted to make sure that there were positive male role models in this book. Um, you know, I've always read things or watched movies where the guy was just oblivious to the world and the woman would always have to pick up with everything she has to do in her life and
yeah.
make adjustments and fix things. And you know, life is odd that way. I'm trying to be a better man in my life and make sure that I can continue to support my family in every way possible. Whoever reads it, I hope they take that away or with them.
Mhm.
And you know, if there are movie people watching, let's make a movie out of these bad boys.
Let's make a
Every one of
movie
them, to
out of
me,
it.
I feel like they're all movie worthy. Even
Hey.
on just short series type thing or whatever. But I want to thank everybody that's purchased the book right now. I am absolutely blown away by all the support, and the
Yes.
Facebook is going crazy. Everybody's like, I'm getting my copy, I'm getting my copy.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing to hear. I just hope the anticipation of reading the book, you know, stands up. If they like it, let everybody know they like it. Or if you hate it, DM me first and then tell me you hate it, and I'll figure out how to get you to like it. But other than that, man, I just want to make sure I thank everyone who has supported the book so far and just buying it because they buy it. There are people I know that don't even read; they just buy the thing and say, "I got it," and that's a beautiful thing. But read it, enjoy it. take some time. It's only 114 pages. It'll probably take you an hour to read this thing. But again, thank you to everyone that has purchased the book and supported a new author's new journey. Yeah.
Thank you, guy. Yeah. And with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I want to
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and just acknowledge our wives, your wife, my wife, you know what I'm saying, and acknowledge Women's History Month that we're in right
Yeah.
now because of the fact that without them, there's no us. You know, shout out to my homegirl Rick Jane, not like them, their label and the hats, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that everybody know that you have accomplished something that not many people did, but many people can do. And with that, it's your main man with the game plan, C.O.R.E. Giovanni. The link to the book will be in the description. And that is it. And that is all for another C.O.R.E. conversation. We are out. Peace.